Today, I'm going to walk you through what I've been through the last 2.5 weeks. So, on December 31st, New Year's Eve, my mom called me and said that she couldn't get off the couch. It's not the first time this has happened, but this time seemed a little different. I went over to her house. She couldn't sit up. She couldn't stand up. Ended up calling the ambulance, taking her to the hospital. They got to the hospital, and they diagnosed her with weakness and influenza A. Long story short, she was in the hospital for 2 nights. She got fluids, everything else. She got her strength back and was able to go home on the following Monday. So, me and the wife, Kayla, went over there and checked on her on Tuesday. And she seemed fine. She was able to walk around and do the things she would normally do. We got her a shower, all that stuff, and things were fine. Next day, Wednesday, the 3rd, she called again about 8:30 in the morning when I was just starting to work. And again, she said she couldn't get up. She couldn't stand. She couldn't sit. Go over to her house, find out that she is lying on the couch again. Didn't look like she'd moved for the last 12 to 8 hours, 12 hours or something. But ended up calling the ambulance again. They came, took her to the hospital. Again, same diagnosis, influenza A and weakness. Little different story though is that they thought she might have a UTI, which never really came out to be true, as far as we know. The next day, I called her in the morning, and she was slurring her speech, and I was like, did they give you some new medication or something like that? And she's like, they got me on a bunch of stuff. I'm like, okay, so I kind of disregarded it a little bit. I shouldn't have, in hindsight. But as I'm pulling into her driveway right now, I will continue this in a moment. So yeah, where were we? So they admitted her for the second time. Called her Wednesday morning. She was slurring. Called her again at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and she was slurring more. A lot more. This had me concerned. The physical therapist that was there at the time said that we think she had a stroke. And fast forward a couple of days, and that was the case. She had a minor stroke. The hard part was it happened in an area of the brain that affects motor function. So she is basically paralyzed on the right side. She has a hard time speaking. Long story short, she was in the hospital for about 2 weeks. And after that 2 weeks, she got placed in a nursing home called Elam. And we've been just kind of monitoring her situation as it goes. Her spirits are up, which is awesome. She's got her appetite back. She's eating. It's just been a hard time. But I just want to thank everyone for the support, especially some close friends. Julie and Julie too. We'll just call them that. For going over cleaning her house and doing those things. Really helped out. Checking on her cat. If anyone wants a cat, I got a cat I need to get rid of, at least for the time being. But yeah. So that's kind of where we sit right now. She is able to wiggle her toes a little bit. She is able to feed herself again with her left hand. She's kind of had to be ambidextrous. Or learn to be ambidextrous. Because there is no use of right hand. Not much use of the right leg. So yeah. It's kind of where we sit. Again, I want to thank everybody. Yeah, so basically, I just want to thank everyone for their support, love, prayers. It's been a hard time. Especially want to thank my work for allowing me to take off a month paid to deal with this stuff. It's been wonderful. It's going to be hard to go back, but you gotta have money, right? So it's going to have to happen. I really want to thank the Berthesons. They've helped watching the kids. They've helped cleaning my mom's place. They've helped watching the cat and feeding the cat when we can't. It's been awesome. All of the support, comments, things like that on our Caring Bridge site have been amazing. There's so many people to thank. I can't name them all. But yeah, I think we'll just leave it at that. And yeah, just thank you. I guess some other things to note are we are all going to have to go through this, where the child becomes the adult and has to take care of the parent. And it's not easy. It won't be for anyone. What I would suggest doing is get a will made, because you don't know when this is going to happen. Make sure your loved ones have a will. Make sure you have a will. Make sure you have a healthcare directive in place. Make sure you have a power of attorney set up. All those things make it 100 times easier when it comes to this situation. And I don't know where I'm going. I'm just driving at this point. I've got to go pick up Sage in about 45 minutes. Other things going on in life right now. Trying to figure out ways to grow my business. If you don't know, my photography business kind of centered around doing drone photography and videography, but I've expanded that into actually doing any kind of photography. So portraits, stuff like that. Just different sessions. Doing a couple of those. They have turned out pretty fun to do, actually. Got another gig set up for this weekend, and it's up in Grafton, North Dakota, so it's a little bit away from where I live. It doesn't pay much, but it'll be a good experience, and I get to hang out with an awesome guy I used to go to high school with, so should be a good time. Just kind of driving around, checking things out, looking for kind of any photo opportunities. I have been watching this guy on YouTube called Camera Conspiracies. He lives in Canada, but he is the most sarcastic son of a bitch. He's hilarious to watch. And he's kind of inspired me to go out and look for things to shoot, whether that be wildlife, whatever. So that's kind of what we're doing today. Just driving around the middle of nowhere, seeing if there's anything out here. So far, nothing. The cinema is not ours today. So far. I'm also testing out this lav mic I got. I bought it only about a year ago and have never used it. It's like a self-recording lav mic. So we'll see how like all this stuff will post or sync up in post. But it's a Zoom F1, if I remember correctly. So I hope you all are having a great day. Catch you on the next one.